Yes, so welcome everyone. So, wishing everyone a very happy Vijayadashmi. May we conquer all the negativities in us. Yes. Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 21 to so 20 to 24 we'll revise first. Someone wants to chant 20 and 21. No one wants to? Okay, I'll chant. Someone wants to follow?
May I follow Diti ji?
Yeah. Come. Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadhita
Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Dhita
Ganga Jallava Pita
Ganga Jalnab Kanika Pita
Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha
Sakridapiyena Murati Samarcha
Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha
Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha
Bhagavad Gita Kinchitadhita Ganga Jalalavakarnika Pita
Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Dhita Ganga Jalnab Pita
Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha
Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha
Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadhita Ganga Jalalavakarnika Pita Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasya Yamena Na Charcha.
Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Dhita Ganga Jala Lavakanika Pita सकृदपि येन मुरारिसमर्च क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा।
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम्
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम्।
इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे।
इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे।
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे।
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे।
Very good. Next two verses after me.
I'll try, Nidhi.
Yeah, okay. रथ्याचरपटविरचितकण्ठः
रथ्याचलपटविरचितकण्ठः
पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः
पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः
योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो
योगी योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो
रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव।
रथ्याचरपटविरचितकण्ठः पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः
रथ्याचरपटविरचितकण्ठः पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः
योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
योगी योगिनियोजितचित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव।
रथ्याचरपटविरचितकण्ठः पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
रथ्याचरपटविरचितकण्ठः पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव।
कस्त्वं कोऽहं कुत आयातः
कस्त्वं कुत आयातः
कामे जननी को मे तातः
कामे जननी को मे तातः
इति परिभावय सर्वमसारम्
इति परिभावय सर्वमसारम्
विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्
विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्
कस्त्वं कोऽहं कुत आयातः कामे जननी को मे तातः
कस्त्वं कुत आयातः कामे जननी को मे तातः
इति परिभावय सर्वमसारं विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्
इति परिभावय सर्वमसारम् विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्
कस्त्वं कोऽहं कुत आयातः कामे जननी को मे तातः इति परिभावय सर्वमसारं विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्।
कस्त्वं कोऽहं कुत आयातः कामे जननी भूमे तातः इति परिभावय सर्वमसारम् विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्.
Very good. Okay, 24th verse. Someone wants to follow? Yeah, please. त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः
त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः
व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः
व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः
भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं
भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं
वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्
वाञ्छस्य चिराद्
यदि
यदि विष्णुत्वम्.
Yeah, so the word is the half and ya chirad yadi. So basically it is vanchasi achirad yadi. So vanchasya chirad yadi vishnutva. त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः
त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि
मय्यसहिष्णुः
मय्यसहिष्णुः
भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्
भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य
चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्
चिराद्यति विष्णुत्वम्.
त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्
त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः भवसंचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य दिति विष्णुत्वम्.
वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्
वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्.
Together again. त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्
त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः भवसंचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य चिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्.
Only one thing, this sama, the tendency twice you have said samchittaha, samachittaha. Yeah, okay. I think we'll do chant the next verse also. Shatrau mitre putre bandhau.
Shatrau mitre putre bandhau.
Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhau.
Ma कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ
सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानम्
सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानं
सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानम्
सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानं
शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रे बन्धौ शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रे बन्धौ मा कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ
शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रे बन्धौ मा कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ
सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानं सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानम्
सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानं सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानं
शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रे बन्धौ मा कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानं सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानम्
शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रे बन्धौ मा कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानं सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानम्.
Very good. Thank you, everyone. We will continue with the text. So in the last class, we saw with the help of the grammarian who was involved in memorizing the Panini Sutras, grammar rules, at the fag end of his life, Shankara reminds us the importance of pursuits. Our pursuits. What do we pursue? To choose what one pursues, there should be some wisdom, as we would say in common sense. There should be wisdom to choose what is right to be for oneself, what ought to be followed, what ought to be pursued. What ought to be pursued. And so here he reminds us, his student is reminding us constantly, just as we eat every day, we do certain nitya laukik vyavhar every day. However often you meet a person, all your life, you never fail to say, hello, hi, how are you, kya chal raha hai? Those basic questions in life. Basic question, kya chal raha hai, kya kar rahe ho, what are you doing, how are you? All those questions. How spontaneously that kind of an inquiry comes in us, which is of no use. Most of us don't mean it when we ask, how do you do? How do you do is it is a joke. When someone asks you how do you do not answer your actual state of mind, because it is just a Vyavharik starting conversation. They don't mean to ask you, how do you do? If you are not feeling well, do not start reporting to them, oh, I'm not okay today. This has happened, that has happened. Do not start that. How do you do is not a genuine question most often. It is a vyavharik conversational question. But so spontaneously it comes. Here they are saying, as spontaneously as these vyavharik prashna comes, and in a day we have a lot of questions. Where are you going? When are you coming? Why are you going? Why are you meeting such a person? When will you come? What will you eat? What will you do? When will you sleep? How will I do this? How will I go there? Our, if you watch a day, we have a lot of questions in us with reference to just conducting the day. Should I do this? Should I leave it? Should I? What do you say? What do you think I should do? It's most of our time we spend wondering. We have to wonder. We don't know anything, so we wonder and we ask whoever's in front of us, hoping that somebody may know. But ultimately, all these questions, what worth is it? What do they bring us? They just have a momentary usage. What should I do? Someone will say, "Cha, do this, okay, I do this," and then forgotten. Entire questioning of ours, it's a very big wake up call, really speaking. Our entire questioning, the capacity that we have, the beautiful upadhi that Bhagwan has given us, the capacity to inquire, we waste it away in something absolutely secular. We waste it away in total non-productive method, which has most of the times no prayojan, no purpose. He says here, just as spontaneously as you ask these kind of questions, so should you come in a habit of asking fundamental questions of life that pertain to life. What are a few fundamental questions? Can someone just, let's just do a, what is that thing called? My memory is really fading nowadays. When everybody throws their ideas into something, what is that called? It's called something.
Brainstorming.
Brainstorming. Let's do brainstorming of these questions. What are the questions you think can be worthwhile? Life fundamental questions, as I said. What are some fundamental questions that we should dwell in our mind?
Who am I?
Who am I?
Is it real? Why have I come here?
Why have I come here? Is it real? Good. Is what real?
What happens if you don't involve Ishvara in your life?
Very good. And who said what is real? Is it real? What is real? Yes, Mukta, what is real?
Is it real in the senses? Will it take you to beyond
Right, that
or
way.
when-
Very good. Correct. Yes. Okay. What else?
What's the purpose of my life? What is the purpose? Why have I come into this world?
All of you, whoever's asking whatever question, please write down. You have to answer those questions in a written form. Give me those answers back. What have you thought about it? What else? So now don't stop asking, huh? Because you'll have to answer. Yeah, very good. Maya. Okay, what is Maya? Very good. Yes, answer that. Later on, write it and answer. What else?
What is real? The dream or the
Very
the
good.
life?
Excellent. What is real? Is it dream or waking? What is real? In that sense, dream or real, more specific than just asking vaguely. Very good. What else? Keep asking. Keep.
Who are all these people who are around me? The relations that I have.
Very good.
How connected with me? How am I connected with them?
Excellent.
And how deep is the relationship really?
What is a relationship in the first place? That also I can bring into my contemplation. What is called a relationship? How do you sustain a relationship? What is a healthy relationship? What putrefies a relationship? What destroys a relationship? How meaningful is around one topic? There can be so many questions, right? Around Ishvara, there can be so many questions. Around Maya, there can be so many questions. Little more. Can you think of little more? See, the bottom line is, what did I ask? What are the fundamentals of life? Inquire on the fundamentals of life. What do we understand as fundamentals of life?
Deepti also, the work that we do, is it leading us somewhere?
Excellent. Very good. Does this work lead us somewhere? Then you can elaborate on that. What is work? What does work really mean to me? How much should I be involved in work? What is the purpose of work? What is the end point of work? For how long is this work? Ultimately, what is work centered around? And then you can open it up into further. If work is karma, then karma means how. The whole thought process can be improved from there, starting from work. And
Deepti also for the knowledge, no? All the knowledge, where is it taking us? Like,
very
isn't
good.
it same like work, the knowledge also?
With what kind of knowledge? Which knowledge? Physics, chemistry, or the Shastra knowledge?
No, any knowledge like that.
Huh.
No? Vidya and like Shastra knowledge, the knowledge of yoga that we practice.
Yeah.
You know, where is it taking us slowly?
Excellent. Yes, yes. Contemplate upon our pursuits. Right. And it needs thought. And once you start thinking, there is a law also that that clarity comes through thinking. If you are thinking in the right direction, you may start with a lot of unclear mind, doubt in your mind. But if you are thinking in the right logical way with the support of correct factors in your thinking process, and your thinking remains objective, you are bound to come to certain stronger, firmer, correct conclusions for yourself. You can further ask those conclusions and move on from there. To my best understanding, this is my present understanding today. But I do not have to conclude that understanding to be the final understanding. So every time I make myself question fundamentals of life, the one big takeaway from this verse can be, every day, just as we ask meaningless questions throughout the day, to ask meaningful questions and not to wait for answers from the world. The law is, if you are sincerely asking in your mind a meaningful question, answer is provided. It will come. You have to seek it, of course. I'm not saying not seek it at all, but we know the answer or clarity comes, is what I mean to say. Whether someone gives you the answer, it falls into you, you hear a conversation. I know once long ago, when I just started teaching, there was a girl who asked this question. She said, when I'm very, very confused, my mind, before I go to sleep, I let my mind dwell on the topic. And then I go off to sleep. Invariably, when I get up in the morning, I get clear. And her question was, why is this happening? How is it happening? Because I go to sleep with that question specifically running in my mind. And I fall off to sleep. Most of us can't sleep because we worry about it. She was inquiring. So, because she was inquiring, she was not worrying. It's worry that makes us sleepless. But inquiry doesn't, in fact, inquiry puts us to sleep because we get tired very soon. So, when she asked that question, why is it that in the morning I wake up with an answer? Because the entire superficial realm of your thoughts have say have slowed down, have unmanifested into sleep, and that intellect becomes extremely clear that when you wake up, since you're focused on finding the answer, all the, it's that mud has settled down. And a lot of times, and most of our questions were do this or do that, in that sense, so which what decision should I take, and pertaining to those subjective choices. So automatically her intellect would get clear, pros and cons, and there it would go. In other words, this verse is telling us, ask fundamental questions in your life. Do not take it for granted that what is seen by the senses is the ultimate. Kahatvam, who are you? Kaha aham, who am I? These questions are just representatives of all these questions that we have just asked. From where have kuta ayatah? From where have we come? I have come. Who is my father? Who is my mother? In this manner, inquire, paribhavaya. Go on setting with the inquiry till you find yourself arriving closer to your to a knowledge that is more comprehensive. What is a lakshana of a right knowledge? One of the lakshanas, in the context I'm talking, one of the lakshanas of right knowledge is that knowledge will be comprehensive. Comprehensive means what? From a subjective viewpoint, if your knowledge is right, you will find it spreading over a larger canvas of people and things. That understanding can be spread over a larger periphery. The periphery breaks from immediate me and expands to cover more. That is a lakshana of a right knowledge. In this manner, when you go on inquiring fundamentals, you see that it breaks the shackles of individual perceptions. They, they kind of weaken and then break off. And I find myself more in harmony, more in unison with people and things around me. My understanding is able to reach more people, more situations. I'm able to understand what others are saying for what they are saying, not for what I understand them. There's a lot of difference. When someone says something and you think I have understood, the I is there. मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ, मुझे कुछ मेरा याद आएगा, I'll give my example, etc. But when you actually have reached an understanding where it percolates into more, it's become a universally available understanding, you find you are able to connect to it. Iti paribhavaya. Go on questioning till the point that your understanding has said, come to sarvam asaram. Asar means it has no sar. Sar is nichod, essence. The sar of rose, the essence of rose is the sar of rose. Rose essence is sar of rose, without which the rose is not a rose. You remove the fragrance of the rose is not called a rose, it will be called something else. That's called as nichod. Everything that that object or that flower represents is now in this essence. In that manner, your understanding has to arrive at sarvamasaram. There is nothing here that is substantial. Saram is substantial. It brings everything. What is there in that object is now in that sar. Essence of that object is the object. Qualities of the object. What is this world? When you ask fundamental questions of life, you will come to the knowledge, understanding. Sarvamasaram. There is nothing tangible here which can be held as absolute. You can't hold relations absolute. You can't hold money absolute, fame absolute. You can't hold anything absolute. You can't hold even the knowledge acquired. Acquired knowledge also you can't hold. Our teachers would say in the beginning, 40, 50 years ago, you could only be taught when you had done a lot of parayanam of the text first. We are slowly coming to that method again. I am certainly bringing it back slowly. Till the Parayanam has come, the meaning was not given. So a lot of these teachers had already memorized Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, and all this was on their tips. Years later, when the body starts to fail, means starts to grow older, you can't remember the verses. You start forgetting the verses. So many people have memorized, like this grammarian is memorizing Panini grammar. The sutras he is memorizing. And as time passes, the acquired knowledge you lose with the upadhi. That is why when we are born again, punarapi jananam, go to preschool again, A for apple, B for boy, if you are in an English medium. Kakha gaga again. And or acquired knowledge you will have to reacquire because it gets lost in time. Which knowledge is it that will be useful, that will not leave me, that will not be lost? In which knowledge should I put the purusharth that knowledge should stay with me? The knowledge that all this is asar. जीवन में क्या सार है, क्या है worthwhile? What are so many such questions? When my this is just a representative, again I'm saying, sarvam asaram. Whatever value I hold to whatever, supposing a person holds a lot of value to wealth, what is he supposed to inquire? What is the use of wealth? What can I do of this wealth? What is the prayojan of wealth? Is there a limit to earning? What does it change in me? So many questions around wealth. Does it bring me security or insecurity? How much time do I spend preserving that wealth and reinvesting, and then blah, 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 blah. All that chase that I have to do pertaining to just that desire for wealth. How much wealth will I have when I say I have had enough? That line, all those things. If I have a value for wealth, I go on reflecting it till I am able to arrive at what? What should I arrive at?
Give it the correct value.
So what here in this context, what words should I come to?
Vairagya.
Okay, yes. Just what we have just said. What are we examining just now? Giving you the example for?
The question, fundamental question.
Yes. Sarvam asaram. So if I have a value for wealth, extra value, it makes me chase it. I go on inquiring it till my mind has come to appreciate that it is asaram. It has just very little purpose. And what is that little purpose? He's going to say in the following verses before he concludes the Bhaja Govindam. That's a different matter. That was just an example. Supposing I have a extra value for relations, which almost everybody has. If I have a lot of value for relation, what do I go on inquiring? Without inquiry, sometimes I wonder, how are we having relations? We don't know the real value of relations. We don't know what is the purpose of relations. All that relations means to us is fulfillment through relations. Our relations based on what can I get? Why are you like this? Why can't you be like that? Why are you not doing this? How are why can't you understand? Why should I? In all of that, is this going to be forming a relation, etc.? Till I have understood that relations have a purpose, a prayojan, and have a right value to them, how will I know how should I relate? Ultimately, all relations are going to be, according to this text, asaram. कुछ नहीं रह जाता except a what? Except a memory. Except a memory, that also very little, and then that also goes away. I often say this example, it's not mine, it's common sense for everybody. Our grandfathers, when our parents were there, they kept the photographs of their parents on the wall. They were our grandparents. A previous generation to that, no, unless until we are from a very affluent family and those royalties who have everybody on their walls for centuries each one, most of us wouldn't have a great grandparents photograph. It's very reflective to look at that. Here is an entire life, and then it's there. And then next generation, it's gone from there also. Asaram means you cannot hold it. When we say it's pithless, means you cannot expect permanence out of these things. Sarvam, there'll be no permanence here in the world. Yes, very good. I just read it also. There'll be no permanence here in the world, in anything. That is why Vishnu is worshipped. Why? He is the Lord of maintenance. Maintenance is a huge effort, because if anything was permanent here, it would be self maintained. Even Vishnu's creation is not self maintaining. He needs to keep coming to re invoke the righteousness, dharma again. So, in that sense, this entire world and my chase in it, my longing for it, my longing for any specifics here is asar. Therefore, giving it up, tyaktva, after giving it up, having given it up, give it up. How? Swapna vicharam. Equate it to a dream. And once you equate it to a dream and you reflect enough on it, what will be the outcome of your giving it up? Means, I'm sorry, my question should be rephrased. How would you find it to give it up? Anything that you've understood that this is asar, can you hold it? It's like a dream. How would you hold it? It'll be very easy to give it up, because you understand I can't hold it. That's the point, bottom line. When you go to the ocean, to sea, to ocean, I carry water in my hand. I'm going to take it back. I did like that, I'm going to take it back. Even while I do that, what is my understanding? I can't hold it. I'm going to repeat this till it makes a dent in our thinking. I can't hold it. The world I cannot hold. Why? Because it is Asar. You cannot hold it because it's like a dream. It's asar. A dream is asar. There is no substance in dream. There is nothing material in dream. I really climbed Mount Everest yesterday. I did. भारत का झंडा लगा के. And I won President's Award for it. Wow. My going to the Everest, asar. On waking up. My medal, asar. What effort do I have to give it up? While we say these words, these are the results, the effects. It becomes spontaneous to give. In fact, you don't hold it. You can't hold it. Till my vichar has come to this point that it makes me a person who's unable to hold anything, firmly thinking that this is permanent. If I want fame, if I want money, if anything, what can the world give? Basic, fundamental, and one of the inquiries can also be, what can the world give? What can I get from the world? What can the world give? A basic inquiry if one does. दुनिया से क्या मिल सकता है? Let's take that inquiry. Although I should have complete the, but let's take that inquiry. That will be more worthwhile. दुनिया से क्या मिल सकता है? What can I get from the world?
कुछ नहीं.
Maintenance.
हाँ जी?
Maintenance.
Maintenance. Very good. So in what form? Elaborate.
Since you get food from
Very good. Bullseye. What can you get from the world? Food for the body, air for the lungs, space to little stretch the body, and something for the senses. But all of it will pertain to the body. For the mind, do you get anything from the world? What you're seeking to fulfill for your mind, and what does it mean for your mind?
Inquiring on wrong question.
Sorry?
Inquiring on wrong question.
All right. Yes. What were you saying, Mukta?
राग द्वेष.
हाँ, राग द्वेष.
राग द्वेष कैसा मिल सकता है?
Okay.
we seek for the mind regulated thought.
Okay. What do you want in the mind? What does each one of us want in the mind?
Want peace.
You want peace
Peace.
and
Fulfillment.
happen. Very good. Now let's stick to that. This is in our mind. What do we want, really speaking? Food for the body we have, sleep, bed we have, house we have, maintenance ke liye we have, whatever we need we have, air we have, however polluted it keeps getting, but we still have it. What else do you need? Water we have. What else do you? If it comes in the tap only, unfortunately, we don't have to go dig the well for it. It's all available. What else do you need? Space, air, fire. Fire we have to cook. We have all this. Now, is my mind satisfied? What do I still want after this? This is taking care of the body. सब कुछ है हमारे पास. After this, what do we want? What we want now is actually what we want in our mind. Question, is this available from the world? दुनिया बनी किससे है? What is the material of the world? Tattva students. Others can also. Elements. It's elements. Exactly. This is just element. The world is only made up of 5 elements. And they can only give you that. The body is made up of 5 elements. So the nourishment comes from there. Sustenance of the body, the world provides. That's the
So
nature
what
of
you
the
want
world.
from this world is with your own introspection and your own efforts.
What you want from the world is, actually speaking, why that effort goes, why you seek something in the world, is because we are projecting the happiness that we seek upon the world. That happiness should be coming from here. My desire should be fulfilling from here, from the world. The world is responsible to fulfill me. It is a given that the world should fulfill me. If I'm in a relation, the relation should fulfill me. They should give me happiness. Did I counter question? If I'm in a relation, did I give happiness? Which is natural. Did that make sense? If I'm in a relation, what makes question comes? I should get happiness from there. But if you're in a relation, you should ask, did I give happiness? That's called relation. That means that and it's very intricately, it's a product of avidya, so we cannot be escaping it. We are projecting our unfulfillment, placing it on the world, and then demanding that the world fulfills it for us. That's what here he says. Swapna vicharam. Anything in the realm of the mind and the desires, the world cannot fulfill. It's incapable. It doesn't have the capacity. It's square plug and a round peg. The world cannot give you anything in terms of fulfillment, any of your desires in the level of your mind. All it can give you is for the sustenance of the body. Even if you earn money, you have a desire for money. Ultimately, that money is meant for what? Is it giving you happiness? Asar. It is only giving me sustenance. So at that level, the hard worker, caveman, our ancestors who were cave people, who tilled their own grounds and with great difficulty baked their own rotis in this from there, my body also needs the same annam. But the entire Vishwam, the world that we have hooked on to and demand our happiness from here, this is not going to be met. When I, through my vichar, come to understand all this is pithless, doesn't have, it cannot fulfill my mind. It will be easy to give it up, just like my winning the President's Award yesterday night. I have zero resistance in giving. I don't want to hold that medal, because if I hold the medal that I received in my dream yesterday, and I go about telling everybody in the waking, see my medal, see my medal, what will I be called? What will I be called?
Show off.
Okay. Pagal. I'll be called Pagal. If I don't want to be called Pagal, so I want to leave that medal in the dream. The level of vichar that Shastra tells us we must have is same with reference to the waking state. Our problem starts with the waking state and is in the waking state. That is why it's samsar for us. यहाँ नहीं छूटता हमसे. समझ तो आ गया, हाँ, स्वप्नवत, बट छूटता नहीं है. क्यों नहीं छूटता? Because that manan behind, have I falsified the excessive value that I hold for it? Mudha is actually the right answer. I was looking for that. I was hoping one of you will give me that answer. We should be called Mudha in the language of Shankara. Very good, Anisha. Thank you. So, tyaktva, give it up as you would anything in there. Don't hold anything here. Sab changa hai. In Punjabi they say, no, sab changa hai. Everything's good. All's well. All is well. All is well. And
और
what?
सब जाना ही है on death सब सब जान कुछ
हाँ,
नहीं रहता
exactly. Therefore, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. Make sure this stays in our mind. What is our pursuit over ultimately? Now, in this verse, he says, Tvai mai, Tvai in you, mai in me, cha anyatra, and in everywhere, anywhere else, everywhere. What? Ekaha Vishnuhu. There is only one Vishnu in you, in me, in everyone. There is only one. Vishnu is representing because it's Sarvavyapi. By the name, it is Sarvavyapi. It is Sarvasthit. It is Sarvatra. Everywhere. That Vishnu, which is everywhere, the students obviously has got some sort of a response from others who have been sincere seekers. He says, when everything is Vishnu, Vyartham kupyasi mai asahishnuhu. Vyartham, useless it is. Kupyasi, you getting angry. Mai, at me, with me. Asahishnuhu, by being intolerant, sahin na karna. Intolerant, unable to endure. Why are you getting angry at me? The knowledge is, fact is, everything is just one Vishnu. From Vedantic standpoint, one Brahman. But one Vishnu means this is the whole knowledge. I see duality, I see plurality. And I want happiness over here. But in my attempt to go on following the Shastra, purifying myself, being sincere, this is more response from sincere people. Insincere people will leave it very soon. It is the sincere people who have Shraddha in the Shastra. When they see that after some effort and pursuits, I still haven't found my Shanti. Some people would say long ago, when will I get moksha? When will you get moksha? Fortunately, we don't get this question because very early we corrected that question. But a lot of places, a lot of students go on asking, when will we get moksha? When will we get more? After all, we've finished all prasthanatrayi, adhyanam. We have done whatever. We have led a vegetarian life. We don't kill mosquitoes also. We have followed all dharmas that is possible to do. We get up in Brahma Muhurat. We do our dhyanam. We do our asan. We do everything, whatever is told. But I am still a jiva. When will I get moksha? So you start getting impatient after a little effort. And it's the sincere people. That impatience for a result to happen. Here Acharya is telling his students, he's saying, don't be impatient. Don't get intolerant. This is not a result that is time bound. It's not going to be another fall of your effort. The effort has to fructify. So whenever normally whoever's the acharya, the student's first ragdvesh comes on the acharya. आपने कहा था, like children give to parents, parents give you everything, but then when our ragdvesh comes and you find no, then our anger goes out on the parents only first. वैसे ही guru shishya में भी is the shishya that throws on the all negativity on the guru only, on the acharya only, because you are not supposed to be affected according to them. They place you on the sthan of guru, so therefore you should not get affected, whatever, exactly like a parent and a child. He says here the guru means here the acharya is telling the student, he's saying, why are you getting angry at me? You are not able to still see Vishnutvam in everyone. There is still your division. You are seeing the world with plurality and duality. You still have Ragadvesh, you still have Ahankar. And you are saying, but I am doing all the practices that you've told me to do. I know my Bhagavad Gita, I've learned it all. I have done whatever you've told me to do. I keep now. I know everything. I know bhajans, I know asanas, I know everything. I know next verse he's going to say, all that you've told me, I've done. But mudhata remains sthira. My mudhata remains sthira. It's a sthira. It doesn't shake, seems to be. I am trying my best to see the permanence and the impermanent, but I still get flowed off with attachments and with insecurities and with fears and with whatever else my calling is. He says, do not get angry with me. The word is kupyasi. And even I find these words very, very fascinating, because the first time I say this, I've been saying it over the years. The first time I had heard Sahana Vavatu as an invocation between a student and a teacher, and when it says, may we not have hatred for each other, I was absolutely taken aback. In a relation like that, also, an invocation which is from the Upanishads, from the Vedas, is saying that there is a possibility of such samsara occurring even in a relation like that. What are we talking about anything else in the world then? A teacher and a student both have to commit to the same thing. May I not have hatred for you, may I not have hatred for you. May we together have this a productive session that both of us grow. Let this session not be futile and be asar. Let the session not become another asar because it belongs to the world. No. Why are you getting angry at me? Why you blame? You are saying what the Shastra is saying. Idea is, now because he's an acharya, he is as helpful and compassionate as possible. He gives in the second line, instead of being impatient with me, what is your sadhana? He says, bhava samachittaha. Bhava means be. Samachittaha. Be in samatvam. Samachit. With reference to what? Gain and loss. What are the actual opposites in the world that world can offer? Again, I'll come back to the question, what is the world offering? More or less, honor, dishonor, gain, loss. What else is there? Heat and cold.
Sukha Dukha.
Sukha Dukha is the world doesn't offer, we experience. But yes, between that also, our experience of Sukha Dukha also, I have to have Sama Chittaha. Bhava Samachittaha. Be in Samachittam. Sarvatra. Everywhere, with everyone, while anything and everything. That is one sadhan, which is a sar of all sadhans. Starting. What was it in Bhagavad Gita that this verse said? Anybody remembers? Homework.
Samatvam Yog Uchyate.
Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Very good. That samatvam itself is the yoga. Remaining samachit itself is yoga. It's called yoga. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. That is called yoga. So instead of giving long study material and everything, one word, Acharya is reminding the student, don't lose hope, don't lose your persistence, don't lose your consistency, don't get dejected. They are all a part of your asamachittaha. Don't be impatient. Don't yearn for fruit to happen. Don't yearn for anugraha. Don't yearn for satsang. Don't even yearn for anything. Just be doing what you're supposed to do and remain sama. You will be receiving everything from the world, good and bad, right and wrong, from your perception. As you keep growing older and older, it keeps coming as a surprise constantly. What you think is right, the other perceives exactly that as wrong, isn't it? You think you have done something very uh, helpful to another person. By their response, you suddenly realize, oh, they don't think that this was helpful. They thought this was interference. And oh, I was doing it thinking, Chitta Shuddhi opportunity, let me go work for someone else, let me help them. What did I get back? You're interfering in our life. You're interfering in our some, and suddenly you realize, oh, this is the opposite end of that can be perceived as interference. How will you receive the response? How should you receive the response?
Samatvam.
Samatvam. Samachittaha. Sarvatra. You keep doing what you ought to do, but what is to come to you is not in your hand. Whatever comes to you, and that is what is prasada buddhi. Whatever comes to you is your prasadam. Take it as prasadam. With all these Navratri fasts every day, this question keeps coming for many years or has remained, and I find it still very fascinating. That whole thing about prasadam, it's so easy to say have prasada buddhi. My constant question is, how will you have prasada buddhi? To have developed that prasada buddhi, your attitude is in how you received your prasad. That was the whole ritual of it. You offered something to Bhagwan and then you take back as a prasad. That change of attitude that happened, once you get established in that change of attitude, you can apply it everywhere then. It's an attitude developed. Prasad buddhi is developed. By knowing develop prasad buddhi doesn't get developed. I know prasad buddhi is to be developed. But does this develop prasad buddhi? I know I should cook food on, say, slow fire, supposing, just an example. Or I know how to bake a cake. I have a recipe framed because it's my goal of life. I should be able to bake a cake. My knowing how to bake a cake, is the cake ready? Same thing happens with all the samatva. Be samatvam. It's so easy. However much often we hear and we read this, it inspires us. But after that, it becomes like that cake recipe on the wall, framed in a golden, with a golden frame. Put in a golden frame on a wall. Be samatva. Be samachittaha. Sarvatratvam. Everywhere you be samachittaha. Then what will happen? And here he completes the sentence. Don't be impatient. By doing the right sadhanas, if you're not getting a result, means you're missing out on the right sadhana. If you're doing the right sadhana, vanchasi achirat yadi vishnutvam. If you want vishnutvam, the state of Vishnu, which means Ishwaratvam, which means Brahmatvam, Purnatvam, if you want that quickly, achirat, without delay. Chirat means aram se, dheere dheere, in time. Pata nahi kab, dheere 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 dheere. Achirat means immediately, instantly, quickly. If you desire moksha, if you want Vishnutvam, if you want liberation, if you want freedom, if you want happiness, if you want peace, whatever is your want in terms of spiritual realms, higher realms, whatever is that want, yadi, if you're serious that you want this, then one sadhana is enough, and that is bhava samachittaha. Be samachitta. There is no point in you being impatient and being angry at me. I have done this, I have done this, I have done this. And this is for all of us, we are still living in the world amongst our comforts and everything. This is said to those sannyasis who, in those days, left homes for good. And they were always in, what is it called? They never stayed in one place for one time. They were parivrajakas. Live a life of no possession. Such people who have sacrificed at that level, to them is said also. To us, we won't have such an urgency probably because we are having it in the comfort of in our comfort zone. To them, their response is, I have done everything that I can. Why still haven't I got? And it's a very valid, it's only those who give up know that this is a very valid question and emotion that can arise in a student. And so the teacher assures him. Assures with what? Assures him, don't be dejected, don't lose heart, don't give up. If anything, keep samachittatvam as your constant fallback. Because every time your mind says, but why not? What should you do? Practices samachitta. It comes in time, it will take whatever anugraha, but it is assured. And if you want it quickly, the verse, spirit of the verse is, if you're in such urgency, then that is your one basic practice to stay with always. Then he says, what's the time? Oh, class is supposed to be 6 to 7. Oh, we've already crossed the time. 7:13. Forgot. Very quickly, I'll just start this. Shatrau mitre putre bandhav. In Shatru and Mitra and Putra and Bandhu, relative means enemy, towards whom you have hostility, dvesh. Mitra, to whom you see as fond, whom you're fond of, who you look upon them as a source of comfort. That's a friend. Son, however much, whatever they do, you still have attachment. You know, कहते हैं ना, कितना भी, कौन सा कहते हैं that word? Putra and कितने भी कुपुत्र, Suputra and Kuputra. Who's a Suputra? Putra is Putra, son. Then in our thing, we say, our thing means in our culture, Suputra. You're blessed with Suputra, super good son. Kuputra means opposite of good son. I won't say who. Opposite of good son. Kuputra. Even in a Kuputra, we still have attachment. We still have that lagav there. So here, Putra is specifically taken. Putra means children, anyone. Doesn't mean only sons, daughters are exempted. No, children. Bandhav, relative, little distant, but you are still in association with them. Here the verse says, and very remarkable sadhana, Ma kuru yatnam. Do not put effort. Do not strive. Ma kuru, mat karo. Ma kuru means do not do. Kya nahi karo? What should you not do? Yatnam. Any effort. Do not put any effort. For what? Vigraha sandhi. Vigraha means when separation is happening. When there's discord, when there is separation. You know how we get anxious and then we want to do something to save the relation or save this. That desperation that comes in us. Do not put that effort, do not strive for that effort for separation or for reconciliation. For vigraha is separation or for reconciliation. Do not put so much effort. Why? Relations are ultimately they are
Temporary.
they are temporary. They are asar. Ultimately they are asar. It's a very big perception to grow into. For Laukik, these type of classes, it seems as if, so your anger upon us will be valid. ये क्या है, हम इनके पास गए पूछने के लिए, how should we have better relationships, I have this, and they are saying relationships are asar, or no point in having forget that. Now they are saying, they've added further now. What have they, don't even put effort to bring sandhi or bring harmony. Don't even put too much effort. Little effort, okay, solves good. Do not waste your time and your mental faculties in holding a relationship which will probably be very, very limited in its pursuit and end, what it can give you. Vikrasanda. Sarvasmin api. Also, that's the first part. The second part, also, as well, api. Sarvasmin, in everyone. Pashya atmanam. Atmanam is taken in two senses. One is see Atma in everyone. Do not put effort thinking they are my Shatru, Mitra, Putra, Bandhu. That my people, me and mine, we put effort only in those relations. Do not put effort because they fall in those categories. Sarvasminapi, irrespective of who they are. Who are they? They are the same pure consciousness expressing through this body. That is one. Sarvasminapi, see in everyone. Pashya, see. Atmanam, Atma in everyone. Or in a relative sense, you can apply this also. See yourself in everyone. If I have problems, everyone has problems. If I have ragdvesh, everyone has ragdvesh. If I can not control my anger, everyone cannot control the right. If I can have flaws, others can also have flaws. So, from a relative sense also, Atmanam, see yourself in everyone. It's the same mind. If I have insecurity, others have. If I have this, others have, etc., etc. If others have, I must also be having that kind of a common factor you come at. And as you keep growing, that common factor is Atma. It's the same consciousness, it's the same Atma expressing in everybody. Knowing that, Sarvatra Utsrija Bheda Agyanam. Utsrija means give it up. Everywhere. Give up this bheda. मेरे और ये मेरे नहीं. शत्रु मित्रे पुत्रे बंधु were all मेरे. मेरा शत्रु. शत्रु भी मेरा है. When you call शत्रु someone, शत्रु तुम किसी और का नहीं कहते. Why are you having so much hatred for someone? Because you see them as your enemy. Why is Arjun and the Pandavas enraged? Why is Bhima enraged? Yudhishthir is not so enraged. Bhima is more enraged. Why? Because mere shatru hain. They have. That shatruness also has a lot of mamatvam. Basically, it is your ragadvesh. That's how you made them a shatru and a friend. Sarvatra utsrij, give them up everywhere. That bhed, me and mine, because that bhed is born from agyanam. As much as agyan is there, as long as it is there, the division will always be there. And that division will always create this me and mine, and samachitta it can never keep. You cannot keep samachitta if there's a bhed. To dissolve that bhed, he says, see oneness in everyone. So your bhed is dissolved, and when the bhed is dissolved, samachitta is easier. Okay? I think we should end here. I've extended the class quite a lot. Yeah. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Hari Om everyone.
Hari Om Deepti ji.
Hari Om.
Recording stopped.
Yes, thank you.
Dhanyavad
everyone.
Dipti ji.
Dhanyavad. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Stop live stream. Stop this. Hari Om. We'll see you all next time. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Hari Om. I'm still live. Sorry.